Hello everybody, welcome back to Scrappy Adam and welcome to Pinkfresh Friday, hosted by Joanne Bartel. And there is a load of us playing along this month. We are back for September after taking a break in August. And we're digging out our Pinkfresh Studio stash. So I have been through my stash and we are going to play with Days of Splendour. One of my favourite collections from Pinkfresh. Full of all the autumn goodness. So I've already been through, picked out a few bits, done a bit of prep, and we're going to dive right in. So the whole thing about Pinkfresh Friday is we use only Pinkfresh product. Now that does mean that we can bring in extra products such as flare, thread, twine, acrylic, wood, etc., mixed media, stencils, and so on. But in terms of manufacturers and collections, it's only Pinkfresh Studio that we are allowed to use, because we are spreading our Pinkfresh vibes and using up our stash. So I have got a few papers. So I've got this cut apart, which I have already been through and cut out some of these cut aparts. Now I don't intend on using them as cut aparts, I intend on using them as tucky bits. And I've got two pattern papers which I've cut apart into strips, which is these two. Got some flare, got some thread, got some ephemera. In terms of ephemera, I have pulled stuff from Good Times, Simply the Best, Noteworthy, and Office Hours. Bit of a mixed variety there. I can't find my Days of Splendour ephemera. No idea where that's gone. Got some fun foam as well. And I'm scrapping two photos of our little Pippin, who is one of the three dogs we adopted nearly 2 years ago. And he is a Cairn Terrier, and he is the sweetest little chap. So that's what I'm scrapping. Now, I've done a bit of prep, as I said. This is just some thread, and it's a bit of a mess, I'm not going to lie. It's not turned out how I expected, and this is actually my second attempt at filming this video, and it started so well at the start of the week, start of the video, but here we are. So I decided to go differently. I was going to do some sort of shape and it just didn't work. So we've just done this and I'm going to work with it, and I've basically got a strip here, strip there, and then two sort of bits going on here. It's not straight, it's not aligned, it's not perfect, and that is a-okay with me. The background that I'm using is the B-side of this one, and that is us ready to go. So I am going to start by I don't really know actually. I think we're going to start by doing our photos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of adhesive on this photo, and we're going to decide where we want our photos. So I'm thinking like this, and then I am going to cut out some fun foam and stick it on the back. So let's go with a little bit for there. And then I would like to get a lot of colour from this collection in with pattern paper, but I don't want lots and lots of patterns. So that is why I've basically cut some of the cut parts and why I've got these strips. And we're going to do a bit of tearing and go a bit rogue. We are just going to tuck things in and see where the wind takes us. Now I have purposely left gaps all around these photos because I want to tuck things in. Okay, so first up we've got this leaf paper. So I'm going to go dive right in and tear along here, quite roughly, just straight across like so. And we're going to tear there, and we're going to tear about here. And then I think we'll probably have this one sort of going like this. And I'm going to do the same with this paper. We are going to tear this end like so. I love this paper because not only is it blue, which is one of my favourite colours, but it's also got all the other colours of the collection. We've got other shades of blue, purple, green, and so on. Love it. And we're going to go like this and like this. And I am going to put this one about there. And this is going to be our sort of base, if you like. And I'm going to put these back in my box of Pinkfresh paper, which is this. You can't see it very well, but it's basically an art bin full of Pinkfresh goodies. So as I said, don't forget to check out what everybody else is up to this month. There is a ton of awesome creatives playing along, as well as Joanne, who came up with this series, and also Simple Stories Saturday, which is tomorrow. We took a break from both of them in August because it was the summer, everybody was busy. But yeah, both are back this month. And today we are digging the Pinkfresh vibes. Okay. So I am going to get this stuck right down about here. And already that has made this look a little bit more with it, I think. Maybe. And then what I thought is I'm going to use these cutter parts, not as cutter parts, but as tucky bits. So I'm just going to cut this because we don't need it all, and I'm not using it as that. And we're just going to tuck these in like so. So we've got this one going about there. So if you're new around here, thank you so much for watching me. I hope you are enjoying it. I generally do sort of live scrap and chat kind of videos, but we have recently started doing some of the traditional sort of voiceover videos, so there will be a mix on my channel. I know a lot of you, when I asked, kindly replied and said you do actually quite like these style, so they are staying, they're not going anywhere, and they will predominantly be what is on my channel, but it won't just be that, and we will start doing some voiceovers as well. But for now we are just going to do our traditional, so to speak. And as I say, if you're not enjoying it or you want to skip forward, go right ahead. I'm not going to know. I'm not going to know, guys. Fast forward, go down into the description box and watch the next video. I shall not be offended whatsoever. There is plenty for us to watch on YouTube, isn't there, at the end of the day? I'm just sitting here doing my thing. Not everybody's going to like it, and that's okay. That is absolutely fine. I'm not going to lie and pretend that a thumbs down doesn't, you know, make me think, oh, maybe I don't need to be doing YouTube. But it's not going to stop me doing it, guys, because I do it for me nowadays, and hopefully you find it interesting, or you at least enjoy it, and that's why you keep coming back. Thank you. Yay. But yeah, fast forward, skip on by all means. So as you can see, we're just building up those layers, and I'm using these cutter parts just to get a pop of colour. I'm not using them as the intended cutter part, and that's okay. Make your papers work for you. And if that means cutting them up, if that means just using a teeny tiny bit, then so be it. Because it's better off to be used and on a page than sitting in your stash at the end of the day. And that is really, really my ethos at the minute, because I've not spent much at all. And I thought I'd miss it, guys, and you know, I don't. I went looking at scrapbook.com, do a bit of shopping, and looking at pre-orders at a cherry on top, and looking at all the other goodies out there, and I actually struggled to find things that I wanted, which, if you've been around watching me for any length of time at all, you will know that is not me. I absolutely love shopping for new stash, but I struggled, which, yeah, as I say, is not like me. This year has not gone the way expected, but it's about to get very, 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 very exciting. and lots of changes are coming and big bangs. But yeah, it didn't go according to plan, so it's actually turned out to be the year of the stash for me. And as I say, I don't actually regret that at all. I've quite enjoyed it. And that's why these series such as Pinkfresh Friday is perfect for using up our stash. And I realise I'm waffling and rambling, but you know what? That's what we get. Okay, so whilst waffling and rambling, I have now built up a load of clusters and layers. And I always say, when you want to get layered and use lots of textures, because that's really textured now, really dimensional, just use a big bit. So get your photo on, get your photo stuck together, or backed on white if you do have a white border. Get your biggest piece on, so in my case it was this white leaf and this blue, and then just layer in little bits here and there. You can see we've tucked in some red. I've sort of made sure I've got this bit here and up here. I've not mirrored as such. We've only used one piece of this grid green. We've only used one piece of this blue. We've used a little bit up here as well, but on the white we've only used one. And just tuck in where you think it works at the end of the day. And just build it from there. You can even build it off page around your photos and then stick the whole thing onto your page. I've done that before as well, and it's all about building up those clusters. And it's practice, really. Just practice it and be confident with what you're doing, and you'll get there. It's fun. It is fun. Okay, so let me move these to one side. I'm going to start off with this pile of ephemera first. I'm trying not to get a glare on the photo, which is proving rather hard. Right, so down here, this bit is probably the bit that stands out the most, because in terms of where I've done the hole. So I'm going to do a cluster down here, and I'm going to start it off, I think, with this tag, but it's a little bit big, so we're actually going to cut it. Just like that. Nothing spectacular. And I'm going to then pop in this ticket. No, maybe not. We're just going to see what we want to do, really. Let's have a look. I did want to use this film strip, but that is too big. That's too big now. Okay. So I'm going to layer up this tag behind this little ticket, and I'm going to pop that at a little bit of an angle. I am going to use this title piece that says legendary, because he may be a dog, but he's a legend. So we're going to put that there. This ticket also says always a favourite. And then behind that, I'm hoping that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to use this little small bit. So when you're just starting with your embellishment clusters, start off with your biggest element. So in my case it was the ticket, and we added an additional big element of the tag. Then we've layered up, so you want to tuck things behind, stick them on top, tuck them in half and half, and just see what looks right, really. See what looks right to your eye. Build up as you go. Add in different elements and textures. So you might want to add in a puffy sticker or some twine, which is what I'm going to do. No, I'm going to add in some thread. This is just cheap thread from Amazon. It's like DMC, but not embroidery floss. This is 906. Don't know if that corresponds with the likes of DMC or not. As I say, it's the cheap version because I just don't use it enough to warrant the proper good stuff. And I'm going to fold this over maybe 3 times and pull it through our tag hole like so. Just create a little messy tag there. And that's what we end up with there. And then I'm going to pop that up on a bit of foam. More so just because we have got the hole behind, so I just want to make sure it does stick down. I don't know why, but every time I move, my printer makes a clicking noise. I'm doing my head in. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Probably not. You can probably just about hear me, because I know the volume isn't great when I film this way. And that was one comment from somebody, that the volume was better on the voiceover. I am working on it, guys. Please stick with me. It is something I am aware of and I am trying to get sorted. I just don't understand why, because when I do it film this way, I'm actually using a proper microphone, whereas when I voice over, I'm just using my phone, and the volume is better like that. Go figure. Okay, I've also clustered in a little flare there, just tucked behind there. So that's our little cluster in that corner. Now, just because, you know, we like our things to be symmetrical, I'm going to put something up here. And what I'm thinking is, could be our title. I've got this fabric piece from Office Hours. It says, "Do it like a boss." And I kind of like that as a little quirk. So I'm going to pop that there. Do it like a boss, because he is like the little boss man. He's also the oldest of the three of them. Let's see what else we've got. I've got loads of titles, so let's see. We've got enjoying the fresh air. That could work nicely around here. Life is good. I like that. I think they have a very good life. So I'm focusing very much on the ephemera in this layout, which is not something I do all that much on my Pinkfresh layouts. I'm not sure why, it just always ends up being the way. So I thought, let's focus more on the ephemera this time. So at the top, I'm going to, I think, focus on maybe a title. So we've got Little Moments, Happy, Love, Be the Magic and Cozy Vibes. And I did think Happy Little Moments could work. Happy Little Moments. Little Moments. Not sure if I like that though, actually. I'm going to put the title there, actually. So we're going to have Little Moments just nestled in with that photo. And behind there, I'm going to put this leaf, which is mostly white, but has some of that gorgeous green. And then I'm going to bring in this, which says enjoying the fresh air. That's going to go there. So that is ephemera we're not using. We'll just put that off camera, and we've still got some of this down here that we could use. And we've got this other fabric one that says small steps every day. You should just do this. He's only a little guy. And as I say, he is old, so it is small steps. Now I'd like to use one of these flare. So I'm going to pull off some of this thread. This is number 740. I feel like a bingo caller. And that's the problem when I do the what I call live scrapping. That is like this when I'm scrapping and chatting. I ramble a lot more. I don't know if that's what you guys like, but yeah, I definitely ramble a lot more about rubbish. And I'm going to try and do a little flare twiddle. Natalie was the first person I ever saw do this. I've seen a lot more people do it now, and it's just a bundle of sort of thread. It's probably not the best one to use, to be honest, but I'm using it and I don't care. We're just going to use it. Okay. Just want to get loads of that texture on this layer. But this is not going to plan, guys. This is not going to plan. Abort, abort. No. In fact, I know what I'm going to do. Just looking up above me at the pegboard and I see this. Let's use some of this. This is copper thread and this will be a lot better to twiddle. So all I'm going to do is wrap a load around 2 fingers, chop that off there. Have I chopped it? Yeah. Like so. Pull that off. And that's going to go there, and then I'm going to put the flare on top, like so. That's it. Look at that. Love that, and it's that gorgeous copper. So that is a little bit of texture going on there. We've got another wordy piece. This is like an oval in my element. And he is always in his element when he's outside. He would stay outside 24/7 if we let him, which we don't. We do let him come in, just to make sure people know. But he absolutely loves being outside. He is an outdoorsy dog through and through. Adventurous spirits stay wild. That's very much like that one, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to add in another word strip. This one says love where I live. And we're going to cluster that up down there. And I think that's probably it for the wordy bits. You know, don't really want to go overboard on the words, although we have already. Although I do like this one. It says time well spent. And as I say, Pippin would stay outside all the time. So I think he would agree that any time outside is time well spent. So I'm thinking it would be nice to get that in. And I'm going to put it randomly up there. Quite like the way that sort of just goes there. Then let's bring in another flare down here. For that one, I am going to try again this thread. So I would really like a bit of this green. So let's try this differently. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to pop that there. That on there. And pop our flare atop. There we go. And I'll just trim that bit off about there. Okay, happy with that. Love the way that looks. That one says hello pumpkin with a bit of the green. And then just to finish us off, because we are nearly done, I don't think we need to add an awful lot more. What do you guys think? Let's have a look at any stickers we may want to use. So first off, I'm going to look at Days of Splendour 6x12 stickers, which I've got here. These are very wordy, so I don't think we'll be using many of them at all. But you never know. Let's have a look. So this is where you can add in more of your layers and your clusters. So we could add in a little label, for example. Probably not the best example because it's all stuck down very well. Yeah, you get my drift. I am, however, going to add it here along with the green one. And we're going to put that at an angle and do my journaling there. And yeah, you can just tuck more in. Don't think that it has to be all of the same kind. For example, it can be paper, it can be stickers, ephemera. So many different things, isn't there, in scrapping? That's why we love it. So I've got this label which I've cut off. And we're just going to put snapshots up there in red. And I like that because it pulls the red all around our layout. There's no red on the layout. His ears kind of look red with the sun, but it just brings another colour in. And you can see that this thread now, it kind of works actually. I quite like the way it looks. That's probably it for the stickers. I didn't think I'd use many. So let's come into these finishing touches, as Gianna at RTS would call them. So we've got our stars and enamels and stuff like that. We've got a couple of these mini puffies, which are from this collection. I'm going to bring in another texture into this cluster down here. So we've got some puffy stickers being added to it now. And I'm just tucking those in around that cluster so it looks like they're all factored in together. And we're even going to tuck one in on top of the flare there. I'm going to add one other word. It says this is what it's all about. And I think that is probably it from there. Don't think we need any of that. We've got chipboard flare, got I've got multiples of everything. Crazy. It's ridiculous actually. It's absolutely ridiculous. Maybe it's time for a Pinkfresh giveaway. Okay, so we've got these. So let's see. I like the idea of bringing in another blue. So I'm going to bring that in there. And what about bringing in a chipboard flare with the flare over here? So we've got a dragonfly one going there. And then we don't need them. What else do we have? More puffy stickers. Rubber stickers. They're from an old collection. Some enamel dots. I like these green enamel dots. Let's bring a couple of them in. I'm going to use all the greens there, and then up here I'm going to use all of the lilac-ies to bring in some of the lilac shades we've used. And then down here, let's bring in a couple of both on our cluster down there. So we've got a couple going on there. What else? Puffy stickers, puffy stickers, puffy stickers, puffy stickers. Can any of these be layered, do we think? Probably, why not? Let's layer up one of them there. And let's pop a little heart on our journaling label. And finally we've got these stars, which I'm not going to use for this one. So that is going to do it for this layout, guys. I hope I haven't rambled on too much, and I hope you have been inspired a little bit. Get out your Pinkfresh Studio and have some fun with it. And thank you to Joanne for continuing to invite myself to take part in this hop. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Thank you. and hopefully you have been inspired in some little way to create having watched this video. I really appreciate you all watching and taking the time to engage with me. It means a lot. I will be back very soon with another video. Simple Story Saturday tomorrow, Scrap Backwards on Monday, and there are some good things coming, guys. There are some really good things coming. So stay tuned for that. There is my finished layout of our little Pippin. You can find all of my layouts on Instagram. I'm slowly getting there with updating them all. And this one will be going up on the right day for once. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.